lobbyist involvement or major companies like Comcast and Verizon getting involved. But that obviously isn't the case because we have this, multi-100-page document that's been prepared that's going to, the devils are going to be in the detail on this one, Alex, too.
Well, isn't it telltale that he won't testify before Congress, the FCC chairman, and the 322 pages is secret? I mean, right there, you shouldn't be able to pass something that's secret.
Yeah, and the guy who's the FCC chairman, of course, Obama picked him. He's a former communications industry lobbyist. He comes right out of the Comcast world, so I wouldn't trust anything on his silver platter, whatever he's offering up. Like I say, I think what you said, it's not broke right now. Why try to fix it? And I wish we could just freeze the current status quo, but that's obviously not going on in D.C. right now.
Let me ask you this question. More and more on every front, the globalist interests are accelerating their program to a reckless level. A, do you agree with that statement? And B, why do you think every globalist project is being put into overdrive right now?
Oh, well, look, the globalists are afraid right now. Look what's happening in Europe with Greece. I mean, the Greeks, unfortunately, buckled. They had this new government. They said, look, we're not going to play around with these bankers and this austerity. But it looks like they, in the 11th hour, they cut this deal. But these are like the little Dutch boy trying to keep his finger plugged in the dam because there's leaks springing up all over the world. And they're getting, frankly, very, very nervous about what's going on.
Elaborate on the Greece-German situation.
Well, what we had in a victory of Syriza, that's the far-left party in Greece, it was an anti-austerity vote. Greece has been told to sell off all their public sector assets, everything from the ports, which they were forced to sell to the Chinese, to airports, to ferry systems, you name it, hospitals, everything was on the chopping block. They wanted to do to Greece what's going on in Ukraine right now, selling public assets for like pennies to the dollar. And the only people that were making out were these, globalist bankers in Frankfurt, the European Central Bank, the EU, and the IMF, what they call in Greece the Troika, the IMF, the European Union, and the European Central Bank. And there have been people on pensions in Greece have been thrown off their pensions. They don't have money to get their prescriptions. It's been devastating. So the Greek people elected an anti-austerity government. But what did they do at the 11th hour? Instead of just saying, to heck with the EU, we're pulling out, we're going to reestablish the drachma, our old currency, as our monetary unit. They cut this terrible deal, which means that Greece will continue with this austerity program. Who's next? Well, in Spain, Italy, Ireland, Belgium, France, all facing this too. Either in France, you've got the rise of the National Front, the right-wing party, which is supposedly against these EU austerity programs. In Spain, it's Podemos, which is, again, like the Greek leftist party. But in other words, in various countries around Europe and, in fact, around the world, you're seeing the population going to either the left or to the right because they're sick and tired of this status quo that's been engineered by these globalists. What they're going to is nationalist anti-austerity parties. And when you analyze the Greek debt and others, as you've done, and I've had economists on, 90%, whether it's Iceland, whether it's Greece, whether it's Ireland, whether it's Spain, whether it's Portugal, 90 to 93% of the debt, it's always the same globalist formulae, is a fraudulent derivatives, credit default swap, or other derivative trash counterfeit that Goldman Sachs, in almost every case, operatives have had the president or prime minister sign the people on to, quote, bail out the banks, but then it's their debt to the very bankers they just bailed out, and so their pension funds get raided, or they've got to bail in and give money to the banks. I mean, this screw job is so epic it makes my head spin. When we come back, Wayne, I want to talk about that with you. I want to go to phone calls. I want to ask you the wild card question. What big stories are you working on right now? And so much more. TheWayneMadsenReport.com.
He's almost right now. And we're going to tweet that out at Real Alex Jones at Infowars.com. Stay with us, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Alex Jones.
It's very easy to be a criminal. All you need to burglarize a home is one simple household tool, a pair of scissors. If your home security system can be compromised by a criminal using scissors, then you're making it easy for them. Almost every home security system, even those sold by big-name companies, has a weakness: the phone line. You shell out $1,500, get locked into a long-term contract, and think you're safe. But a burglar can destroy your alarm in seconds with one snip. And when a burglar cuts your phone line, you're defenseless. Simply Safe Home Security is the smarter choice. Built by Harvard engineers, Simply Safe uses a wireless connection to call the cops. Scissors can't cut it. And that means your home stays safe. 24/7 professional monitoring is under $15 a month with no contract. Simply Safe Home Security keeps you safer than the other guys for half the cost. Protect your home with the alarm you can trust. Simply Safe. Go to simplysafedefense.com now for an exclusive 10% offer. That's simplysafedefense.com.
What good is a Big Berkey water filter?
We get that question a lot here at BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. And in a word, the answer is protection. Protection from water main breaks, E. coli contamination, environmental chemical spills, pesticide runoff, chlorine taste and smell, and all forms of fluoride. Plus, Big Berkey water filters are the original gravity water filter system and most trusted on the market for a reason. Tested by multiple independent NSF EPA certified labs, they are the gold standard in water purification. At only 1.7 cents a gallon, a single set of filters can last for 5 to 10 years. That means big savings. Big Berkey, the one that's powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water. Get a Big Berkey today at BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. GCN listeners receive 5% off all ceramic filter systems. Visit our website or call 1-877-99-BERKEY. That's 877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey Water Filters, for the love of clean water.
Hi, folks. Alex Jones here with some important information. I want to tell you about Matt Redhawk and his team of patriots over at My Patriot Supply. Several years ago, Matt was sitting in his 2-bedroom apartment, frustrated with the direction this country was headed and the charlatans willing to sell us out for a quick buck. Deciding to take action, a company run by patriots for patriots was born. My Patriot Supply has never taken a loan or accepted outside funding. They now operate 2 distribution facilities and employ over 50 hardworking American men and women. It is rare to find companies who practice what they preach. And that's why I stock my pantry with high-quality storable foods from My Patriot Supply. Go to mypatriotsupply.com/Alex today for special offers on emergency food storage, or call their preparedness specialist at 866-229-0927. That's 866-229-0927. Do business with someone who shares your values. mypatriotsupply.com/Alex.
Extend your life with Extendovite.
Extendovite is a 7-herb heart protection cocktail designed to support cardiovascular health, blood pressure, and cholesterol levels. February is Heart Month, and we at Heart Drop 2000 are having our Heart Month sale with prices from 6 years ago. Starting now until February 28th, you can purchase a 4-month supply of either capsules or liquid for only $125, including shipping and handling, to help you help yourself. So call now to take advantage of this one-time offer. To order, call 1-877-928-8822. That's 1-877-928-8822, or visit our website at heartdrop.com.
Extend your life with Extendovite.
It's a classic dialectic where you control both sides of the argument to then create a synthesis that is the end game that you wanted to begin with. The Hegelian dialectic of problem, reaction, solution is a Straussian economic system that is deployed as almost a fix-all for the global social engineers, in my view. And it's very transparent. There's a plan to create a 2-tier, censored, controlled, hyper-fast internet that's already in place in South Korea and other areas. have people opt in, waive their rights, and be surveilled, and then basically have a subweb that is falling apart, choked with different tolls, and regulated as well. And so they have the Comcast and others come in and try to push this hijacking, creating dams in the middle of the internet. Then Congress comes in to, quote, save us, but they don't. They let the FCC, an agency, come in and just say, don't worry, we're going to declare regulatory power over this without Congress even passing a law. So it's a constitutional crisis in that it's the FCC declaring they're just going to do this. And then we talk about FCC appeals when they don't have this regulatory power. And we've got the former head lawyer joining us Monday for the FCC, Bruce Fine. He's the guy that got rid of net neutrality in 1987. So we can defeat this. But, Wayne, what does it signify in the world right now? I know I brought up another subject as we went to break, but I want to go back into this for a moment in this short segment. What does it signify, though, that they're trying this? And if the globalists are in such crisis, looking into your crystal ball, talking to other experts, where do you see the world going? What are we about to see the next few years?
Well, I mean, if you were to sneak in to say the Bilderberg, you actually are inside listening to these people, these elitists, or the Davos World Economic Forum, or any number of these. I dare say that's been discussed at the Bohemian Grove between naked romps in the forest. They're probably saying, "What are we going to do about this internet?" Because it's this fairly independent means of communications where the nation state, as a matter of fact, just last week, three fossils, Henry Kissinger, Zbigniew Brzezinski, and Brent Scowcroft were testifying before John McCain. And John McCain is very much in bed with these Comcasts of the world on the internet. And all three of these ancient fossils said they're concerned about the Westphalian system being threatened by social media. And what are they talking about? Talking about the internet. And what they're talking about with the Treaty of Westphalia, this was concluded in 1648. This gives you some idea of these people are living in the past. They want to return to feudalism. They want to return to chattel systems, and they're concerned. So when they're talking about the Treaty of Westphalia from 1648, they want their feeling is that the nation state is being threatened. And right now we don't really have, in Europe, for example, we don't have a nation state. We got a supranational group called the European Union, which consists of a lot of nation states. And I think basically what they're afraid of is that the EU is going to fall apart. All this Western Hemisphere, NAFTA and CAFTA and the Trans-Pacific Partnership and the Transatlantic Trade Partnership, all this stuff is going to come to a screeching halt because the people are going to say, no, that's our jobs. That's our way of life. That's our standard of living. That's our cultural identity, too. That's what Russia's upset about, where they're trying to force feed Russia to adopt standards.
They're trying to force them to take political correctness, open borders, and Russia just isn't buying it and expanding on that. You're absolutely right. For those that don't know, it was about 9 years ago. We're going to try to find the article. We'll have to find the exact headline to find it when it's that old. But remember, he came out lobbying for Comcast and said, we need a law with no proof, basically, was the law they wanted, that Comcast and the recording industries were proposing to, quote, blow up pirates' computers. That if they claim you've downloaded something illegally, then they send a virus that fries your computer. Remember that? He said, quote, blow up your computer.
Yeah. I mean, these people are insane. But the mere fact that you had Scowcroft, Kissinger, and Brzezinski testifying before some...
shows they're scared.
Yeah, I mean, they have to haul these people out of the crypt to complain about how the Westphalian treaty system is being threatened by social media. They're talking about you, they're talking about me, they're talking about everyone else out there who's got an independent voice.
Well, Hillary said it 4 years ago. They're losing the info war. We'll be right back with Wayne Madsen, your phone calls, and a lot more. And wild cards. What does he think's most important? I'll ask him.